Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here with me again today. For those of you who are new, my name is John. I'm 30 years old, and I really enjoy sharing little everyday moments of my life with you all. My videos are like windows into my daily experiences, and sometimes it's the smallest, most ordinary things that bring us the most happiness. Today, I want to tell you about something simple but meaningful that happened this afternoon after I finished work. You know, after a long day at work, sometimes all we want to do is head straight home, take a shower, and relax. But today, as I was leaving work, I felt like taking a small detour. I thought about dinner, about what I could bring home, and I remembered that it's been quite a while since I actually stopped by the market near my place. So I decided, why not take a little time, go through the market, and pick up some ingredients for tonight's dinner. There's something special about walking through a local market, seeing all the colors, smelling the food, hearing the sounds of people calling out and chatting. It's like being in the middle of life's rhythm. So I walked into the market, and right away I felt that familiar buzz. Stalls filled with vegetables, fruits, meats, spices, all displayed so beautifully, almost like a painting. I picked up a few things for dinner, some fresh greens, a bit of meat, and some seasoning I was running low on. As I was walking, I thought about what kind of dinner I wanted to prepare. Nothing too complicated, just something warm and comforting to enjoy with my family. Then something caught my attention, a stall that I hadn't visited in a long time. It was the donut stall. Now, when I say donuts, I don't mean the fancy kind with frosting and sprinkles like in big cafes. These were the traditional, local-style donuts. They're round, golden brown, slightly crispy on the outside, but soft and fluffy inside, sometimes with a little sugar dusted on top. The moment I saw them, I felt nostalgic. I realized it had been ages since I last bought donuts from this stall. I stopped and looked at the tray of fresh donuts, still warm, the smell drifting through the air, making it impossible to resist. The vendor smiled at me and asked if I wanted to buy some, without hesitation. I said yes. I asked for a small bag, just enough to bring home and share with my family. As she packed them up, I thought about how happy everyone would be when I walked through the door with not just dinner ingredients, but also a sweet little surprise, something we could enjoy together after the meal. It's funny how food can carry memories with it. When I was a kid, my parents would sometimes buy these donuts for me as a treat after school. I remember sitting at the kitchen table, biting into the warm, sweet dough, feeling like it was the best thing in the world. Life was simple then, and tonight, just standing at that stall, I felt like I was carrying a piece of that memory back with me. As I continued walking through the market with a bag of donuts in my hand, I felt lighthearted. People around me were buying vegetables, bargaining for fish, laughing with vendors. The air was filled with chatter and energy. I thought to myself, sometimes it's not the big achievements or the huge milestones that make us happy, but the little moments like this, finding an old favorite snack, remembering childhood, and sharing something small but meaningful with the people we love. On my way out of the market, I couldn't resist opening the bag just to take a peek. The donuts looked so inviting, perfectly golden. I thought about sneaking one before dinner, but then I told myself, no, wait until you're home. It will be better to share. That's another thing I've learned. Food tastes better when it's shared with family or friends. The joy multiplies when you see other people enjoying it too. Walking back, I imagined the evening ahead. I'd prepare dinner with the ingredients I bought, set the table, and after we all finished eating, I'd bring out the bag of donuts. I could already picture the smiles on their faces, especially since it's been so long since we last had them. Maybe we'd make some tea or coffee to go along with the donuts, sit together, and just chat about our day. These are the little family moments that truly make life beautiful. As I reflect on today, I realize that happiness doesn't always come from extraordinary experiences. It comes from appreciating the everyday things, going to the market, choosing fresh food, stumbling upon a favorite snack, remembering childhood, bringing joy to family. It all adds up to something very special. It reminds me that no matter how busy or stressful work can be, we should always make time for these small joys. They keep us grounded, connected, and grateful. So that was my afternoon, leaving work, heading to the market, buying dinner ingredients, rediscovering donuts, and planning to share them with my family. It might sound simple, but to me, it's meaningful. It's about love, memory, and togetherness. And I wanted to share that with you, because maybe it will inspire you to also look for little joys in your own daily life. Before I wrap this up, I just want to thank you all again for watching and being part of my journey. Every time you tune in, it makes me feel like I'm not just talking to a camera, but sharing my life with real friends. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support means so much, and it encourages me to keep creating and sharing more with you. All right, everyone, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little story about my market trip and the donuts I couldn't resist buying. I'll see you in the next video with more moments, more reflections, and more of life's simple joys. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay positive, and always cherish the little things. Goodbye for now, and see you soon.